Hello, everyone. We're going to be going to the Philippines for this one. You can open your eyes.
Yeah.
I told you it was be a surprise. Basically, look, I wanted to go back to something that we covered on this channel quite a while ago, and I always wanted to follow up on it, but we never really did, which was in regards to Philippine music and specifically to Philippine rap music, which we used to do this thing like years ago before this channel had all the problems and it went away and came back. We used to do this thing where we did like what was called World Tour Wednesdays, where as well as Japanese music, we would check out music every week from different countries. And I just remember the Philippine one was freaking awesome. Like, we had so much fun on that Philippine episode.
Yeah.
And years have passed, and I've always been, I want to catch up on things. Now, I did those videos before with my friend James, who you've met. You know James.
Yeah, I know.
He's back in England, but you're here now.
I know.
So
I have replaced him.
So I wanted to reintroduce you to some of the music that we listened to that kind of wowed us.
Ooh, okay. Okay. You're bigging this up now.
Well, you know, I don't know what you're going to think, because basically you're an open-minded person, but
I very am, yes. I'd
essentially,
like to consider myself an open-minded person.
when it comes to music, like on your channel, Neon Reaper Reacts, you check out a lot of different types of music, right?
Yeah. Everything from metal to rock to pop to K-pop. Yeah, like everything. Indonesian music. I love it all. If it's good enough, I will listen to it.
I've never really associated you too much with rap music, but I don't think it's something you preclude. I mean, how's your basic feeling towards rap music, you know?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Like rap metal, I really like. You know already, like my love of Limp Bizkit, like Eminem and that kind of stuff as well. So I like that kind of stuff. When it comes to rap, I'm not very much in like the vein of like kind of like ghetto rap. I find that very just one-dimensional.
The fact that you use that phrase just immediately lets me know he's not a man who listens to rap a huge amount. So, you know that ghetto rap?
Ghetto rap. So rap is one. Yeah, for me, when it comes to rap, rap and metal for me is a lovely combination. I do listen to a lot of rap artists, but like NF and Eminem, the white dudes. Like, God, Jesus Christ, I'm just like.
Okay, so basically, this is where you're approaching rap from. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, when it comes to Philippines, Philippines has its own styles of music which have always been quite cool, but the rap scene there is quite interesting. It's grown up over quite a lot of time. Now, the music we're going to be listening to today, it's by Parokya Niega, which I think I'm pronouncing that right. So we've got a band in here.
Okay.
We've also got Francis Magalona, who, rest in peace, but absolute legend. Beloved person from Philippine music and known for his rap. And we got Glock 9 in here as well, who, well, let's put it this way. When his verse appears in this song, it's going to be an interesting moment. I can't wait to see your reaction to his verse. The song is called Bagsakan. Again, think I'm pronouncing that right. Philippine people, let me know. And this, I just remember this had we just had a lot of fun with this. So I'm not going to tell you anymore.
Right.
I'm going to jump in. I'm going to see what you think of this song. You've never heard it before? Never heard of any of the artists?
Nope.
All right, let's give it a listen. Let's go.
Nandito na si Chito Miranda. Nandito na si Kiko, si Francis Magalona. Nandito na si Glock 9, wala siyang apelido. Magbabaksakan dito in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Ooh, okay.
Sama-sama sa mga pasabog nila Kiko at tindak astig. Patinigan ng bibig, teka muna teka lang, painom mo na ng tubig. Shift sa segunda bago mapatumba, dapat mamaisip ka na rin na maganda. At madulas ang pagbigkas at astig, baka sakaling marinig ng libo-libo na pinipino. Nakikinig sa mga pagbibo ko.
It's the rhythm that gets you.
Sa mga naganap, di ko din alam kung ba't ako sikat. Para mang panaginip na pinilit makamit, talagang sinusulit ang pagiging makulit. Kailangan galingan, di na kayang tapatan ng tutugan ng parokya at ang aming samahan. Shit, paano to, wala na akong masabi. Ngunit kailangan gumalaw ng mga labi kong ito. Kunyari, nagbabakasakali na magaling din ako kaya nasali. Natapos na si Chito Miranda.
I can't speak Philippine, but I want to.
Every time I hear the chorus, all that comes to my head is, well, leaders have some Cheetos.
I don't know that. We're going to have to talk about that later.
It ain't a Uzi or 16 grams, triggers on a maximum. Not a 45 or a 44 Magnum, and it ain't even a 357. No 12 gauge but the max, so listen. Nandito na si Kiko at kasama ko si Chito at si Glock 9. And it's time to rock rhyme. Di ko mapigilan lumabas ang mga salita sa aking bibig. Di pa dadaig ang bunganga, hanap ang bunganga. Lahat na papahanga sa talento, ako'y taga-kalento. Ang batang Mandaluyo na ngayon nakatira sa Antipolo. Sumasaklolo sa mga hip-hop.
Changes up the
Pwede ka
rhythm.
rin
Yeah.
Black, si Black kasama ng parokya. Para mulagaan ang kailangan di
Those
mabokya. Di mo
stops
na
are so
kailangan pa malaman kung
hard to
bakit
do
ba
because you
kaming
can't
lahat ay
maintain the flow.
nagsama-sama. Mic check, eto na nagsanim na ang
You
puwersa.
take
First
those
magawa ng
breaths.
Black 9 at ang parokya. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go
Ruins
in!
the whole thing.
Is that a thing? I'm gonna have to check that out.
Mic check, mic check.
Wala siyang apelido.
Oo naman, mic.
Magbabagsakan dito, kailangan ng mag-ingat.
Alright, here we go.
Bato-bato sa langit ang tamay, huwag magaling, bawal na nakasimangot. Baka lalo ko pumangat pero okay lang. Di naman kami mga sukali sumabay. Kasama na para naka-aeroplano sa tulog ng gitara. Kasama ng pinakamalapit na banda. Pati si Kiko, magaling, di pa rin kaya dapat na. Parang awit na lagi mo may nabalik-balik ka. Stop, rewind, and play mo. Napakasaya na para ng birthday ko. Alam mo na siguro hindi ko sabihin din na kailangan pa ang paikot-ikotin. Baka lalo matagalan na. Lumapit ang makinig para yung maintindihan. Mga salita sinulat na hindi ko pa bela. Pero pwedeng hilatan na parang banig na hiya. Kapag ginawa ka ng mikropono parang nabubuwang. Teka di naman siguro. Ganyan lang bago magawa kami ng bago. Medyo nabibilisan, di mo naisip na pwede mangyari. Magkasama-sama lahat ay kasaligay.
Ngayon lang narinig, di na tumadadaig. Nagsama-sama sa bagsakan at nalinis ang bibig. Mag-ingat-ingat ang at baka masindak. Sapagkat nandito na si Chito at si Kiko at si Glock.
Oh, well, I didn't want that to end.
It's such a good, that abrupt
Oh,
ending. Though. It
God,
makes you want to.
God,
It makes you want to
God.
listen to it again, though.
Yeah,
It makes you want to listen to it again.
awesome. So first things first, the
That's
thing that makes
crazy.
the thing that makes this song so brilliant is the guitar. Like it's a really catchy rhythm, but it doesn't change so much throughout the entire song. But the one thing that gets you is like every time there's a different person singing, they got a completely different flow to
Yeah.
the same guitar rhythm.
Yeah.
And it transforms the song without like the guitar rhythm really kind of doing much. I really like that, apart from near towards the end.
I mean, what's really I just love the like audition people. What's really interesting about it is because I remember when I first heard this, the reference that came to mind. I was thinking about like some of those like the early Western rock meets rap kind of
Yeah,
collaborations. You
yeah.
know, like Walk This Way, that kind of stuff. And what was the song with like I think it was Public Enemy and one of the metal bands. I can't remember who it was now. But yeah, so there's which I can't remember the name of that. Anyway, but yeah, there was a lot of like precedent for this kind of thing. But what was really interesting for me is it just hits so well. It starts off
Yeah.
kind of, and it isn't even coming with a big bang. It just sort of comes in, pacing itself, and just builds up, builds
yeah.
up. Like the first guy, he's like dropping this really sort of nice rhythmic beat, and then Francis Magalona comes in. He sort of like adds a little bit more,
Yeah.
flipping up the rhythm, and then Glock 9 comes in at the end. It's just like, now let's listen to the entire dictionary in 15 seconds.
Yeah, I know, it was amazing. Yeah, I like how it was like that progression and it got more intense again with the rhythm of the guitar. Yeah, and props up to the guitarist as well. Again, really simple tune. It didn't need to do much, but it was catchy. It was really fucking catchy. And then the guys just coming in, layering over the vocals, the different flows, man, just added that again. That sense of intensity to the song as it was going on. I was just like, yeah.
All right, so I've got to ask you, what the fuck is this Cheetos song that you were talking about?
Like the first bit of the song is that like I don't know why in my head I just heard our leaders got some Cheetos.
You just heard the word Cheetos.
yeah. I was like, our leaders got some Cheetos.
Okay, we need
But
to
that's
never send you to the Philippines.
Yeah,
man.
this is that's how I'm gonna remember this song as the Cheeto song now. I'm sorry.
I should never have played you this. Pearls to the swine. So
Leon's got some Cheetos.
yeah, no, I will say though, it's kind of interesting because when the time I spent in the Philippines, I got to be honest, like people there as a general, one of the things you notice that Philippine people have like a really strong sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like it's all the countries I've been to, it's one of the countries with the most just straight up sense of humor. People are really funny there.
Yeah.
So what I liked about this is kind of like, it's a hard rap, you know, it's skillful, it's got a lot of stuff going on, got a couple of gun bars in there and everything. And yet I tell you what, it still was kind of fun. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't lose sense of fun.
Yeah, I think that's important with this song because I think if this comes in from a perspective of we're taking ourselves too seriously, I don't think this works.
Yeah.
And the fact that they came in and had a bit of fun with it as well, you could feel that, and it lightened the mood of the song up.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you like, especially with rap songs, when a no matter how good the rapper is, if they're going in too seriously, it can kill a mood of a song, I feel. So the fact that these guys had that sense of humor, that sense of it building up and just having some fun with it and some fun with themselves and the audience.
I think this is an interesting perspective maybe when you're coming into something from the outside. Because, I mean, although I think both of us listen to pretty much every genre of music you can think of.
Yeah.
I know, for example, you're more based in metal than I am.
Yeah.
And I found a lot of the metal that I found it easier to get into is stuff like Hanabiya, where there is a sense of humor to it. Where
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like funny, silly, but it's like, you can kind of see they're not taking themselves too seriously. They're a little bit more relaxed on the surface. It kind of brings in people from outside. Now, this song actually, I remember reading it did win some awards. I mean, Francis Magalona is obviously a huge name anyway, if you know about that scene. But it won some awards, got 20 million views, which, for a song out of the Philippines, all
That's
respect,
really good.
Philippines is like, it's a big country, but it obviously doesn't have like the sort of massive media machine that we're used to in places like here in Japan and like over in the West. But still, it's got 20 million, which is great. It won some awards, I'm pretty sure of. And I think the reason this is because this is like good quality rap, like genuinely good quality rap. But at the same time, it's like freaking accessible. You don't have to be into rap to enjoy this. Which is one of the reasons I wanted to play this to you. Because I get the feeling it just kind of proves if you've got like good music like this, anyone can be into any genre.
Yeah, I agree. Like I always ask myself the question every time I react to a song on my channel, and the first question I ask myself is, would I listen to this song again? And has it done enough to draw me back to it?
I get that.
And the answer to this question is yes. I would totally listen to this again.
Do you know what the thing that got me and James about this when we heard this first? Like I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago we did that reaction. Is like afterwards we were just walking around afterwards and just like
yeah, it's already in my head.
But you know what? The minute we got to the end of the chorus, like each one of us would like hear the first line of a different one of the verses. Like I'd be walking along and then just immediately I want to sort of break into the Francis Magalona verse, or he'd walk along and he'd start going, and you guys like, we don't speak Filipino, we don't speak Filipino, Tagalog. Sorry, we don't speak Tagalog, and yet at the same time we're just like, it's so infectious. Even when you don't know the words, it's infectious. I'm like, that's freaking awesome. That's so cool.
I love that.
But so Francis Magalona, he did like a range of different songs, very sort of varied. Glock 9's still going. Glock 9's actually, the man has got like the ability to speak at an inhumanly fast rate. And I don't know too much about what's going on with Procniega, but certainly a big name as well. So be interested, as it's been so many years, anyone who gets in the comments, if you do know more about like what's going on with those two, then do let us know. And obviously Francis Magalona is kind of a legend, so I feel like I might circle around and revisit more of his stuff in the future. But cool stuff. So I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy that a lot. Yeah.
All right, nice. Well, as always, get in the comments, folks at home. Tell us what you think. Obviously, we mainly focus on Japanese music here, but I'm kind of open to other things. And like I said, I wanted to find someone to revisit this with because of the fact that I enjoyed this so much. So hopefully, have a little bit of time to visit a bit more.
Sorry.
It's because I live in Japan, but I tell you what, one of the things that's nice about living in Japan is you're close enough to the Philippines to get a good taste of Philippine music. But I feel bad for people who just don't know this kind of music's out there. All right, anyway, there you go. As always, get in the comments, tell us what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon here in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.